Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I wonder if you guys heard about these people in Las Vegas that claim that a UFO crashed in their backyard and that they looked out the window and saw some 8 feet tall aliens looking back at them. Have you guys heard about this? Anyway, I heard about it now. The clip's been going viral. It's getting millions of views. It's a pretty interesting story. I thought we'd check out the video real quick and give our own thoughts about it. So let's check this out real quick.
Southern Nevada is abuzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object and the alleged sighting of strange creatures in the backyard of a Northwest Valley home.
So it was last night that 8 News Now investigator David Charnes reported about how Metro Police responded back on May 1st after receiving a strange call from a very frightened family. Well, our report generated a global response, and now piecing together the sequence of events has been kind of tricky, in part because the primary witnesses have been almost as elusive as the beings they say they encountered. Chief Investigator George Knapp is as perplexed as the rest
They're
of
probably
us.
scared now. I mean, who knows who's coming at them? Men in Black. We heard lots of stories about that before. These guys showing up looking like they work for the government.
As you know,
they're kind of non-human. You know, something about them's off. Dark shades, dark hat, dark clothes. Or maybe they could not be telling the truth about the story. Who knows?
As the rest of us, George.
As you know, this is not our first UFO rodeo. We first heard about the incident in early May via the Metro Police grapevine. The incident has a lot in common with other bizarre cases from around the world. An alleged crash, strange beings, and bits and pieces that don't make sense. But the police took this seriously, and so do we.
Just before midnight on April 30th, skywatchers across several western states saw a bright fireball streak through the heavens. A police...
Now, did you guys see that? That was crazy. It's a green light in the sky. I mean, it looks real. Was that a UFO?
Police officer working in the Northwest Valley caught a glimpse of the colorful object on his body cam. At nearly the same time, a Ring camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash.
Whoa, did you guys hear that? That would sound like a crash. That's crazy.
One family living in a ranch-style home had a much closer view of the object. Two brothers and their father were working on a vehicle in their yard when they caught a glimpse of a sparkly object as it came crashing down, then were hit by what they describe as a shock wave. One of the witnesses, a young man named Angel, has stated when the brothers looked into the yard where the object landed, that spot was obscured and blurry, as if by unknown form of camouflage. What they saw next prompted a frantic...
And that's interesting. That kind of reminds me of The Predator. Remember that movie? Where he had like the camouflage thing? He's like blending in the background. Do these beings have this technology that they can do that? Where you kind of freeze up? That's what people were saying. Well, how come there's not a video of this? These aliens? Why didn't you guys take a video? Could this be the reason why? It causes something and you to freeze up where you can't get video of it. You can't, it's kind of like you see it, but it's not really there. Is it in between the spiritual realms? Is it that kind of thing? It can go back and forth. It's a lot of
Call
questions.
to 911.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth.
They have big eyes, big mouths, 8 feet, 9 feet tall. Are these guys telling the truth? Are these Nephilim?
They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
8 News Now investigators have spoken with family members multiple times in the past 4 weeks, but each of the 3 times we accepted their invitation to do an interview, they didn't answer the door or their phone. These are some of the claims they've made in other public forums. Multiple family members backed up the story in an initial police report we obtained. Angel says they heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard.
Now, multiple family members backed up the claim, so they went to the police station and they all risked their life and risked their reputations and all that for this. Would they do that if they were lying? I don't know.
They later heard footsteps on their roof. They saw one of the 8-foot-tall creatures climb behind the controls of a large front loader stored in the yard as if trying to engage it. He got a good look at one of the creatures, he said, a greenish-grayish being with large eyes and long legs. He says he could hear its deep breaths, and when he locked eyes, he was, in essence, frozen in place, couldn't move. In the middle of the yard.
Wow. Greenish, grayish, big eyes, big mouth, long, slender. It looks like the characteristics of things that we've seen with aliens before. And they got the freezing thing again, where they can freeze you, where he couldn't move, or he's just in shock and fear. Or is he lying?
In the middle of the yard where the object had crashed, then vanished, a circular impression was left in the soil.
Okay, where is this on your property?
Metro sources say the police dispatcher initially wondered whether to send a crisis intervention team to help the troubled witness, but then took the incident seriously. 2 officers arrived 38 minutes after the call, and by then
38 minutes. There's aliens in the backyard that are 8 feet tall. 38 minutes.
And by then it heard from other officers. They proceeded cautiously and managed some nervous laughs.
I ain't dealing with that.
A few days later, the family says.
Now, they were laughing there. If it really was that serious, would they be laughing? Or are they nervous laughing? They're laughing because they're nervous. They don't know what just happened. That happens too.
He says 2 Metro sergeants returned to the scene to ask follow-up questions. The family says they also saw men in suits and sunglasses driving in a car with government plates cruising slowly past the house.
That's the Men in Black.
In the following days, Nellis and Creech have denied any interest or involvement with the incident.
Now, if you know anything about UFO sightings, a lot of times these guys show up. Who are these guys? They made a movie about it. Was it a mockery? To make you think, oh, that's nothing. It's a joke. It's a funny thing. It's Will Smith. Is that why they did it? Or is it not real? Or are they real?
The incident. Metro has indicated they believe the family that something crashed in their yard. But what?
Someone else has access to it.
You know, you mentioned, George, in that piece that, they were frozen because so many people have been critical of, like, why didn't they get their phone out? Why didn't they shoot the video? Do we know if there's even any video of this incident?
Yes and no. So there's a surveillance camera in the backyard. The property owner keeps that because he's got a lot of expensive equipment there. What we were told is that at the moment this thing comes down and crashed, this camera went out, and it was out for a couple of minutes. When it came back on, the object was...
The camera went out? Of course, the camera goes out. Are you serious? So there's no video. Again, there's no, I kind of want to believe these guys, but at the same time, why is the cameras and stuff always going out? Or can they manipulate the airwaves or manipulate electricity? Can these aliens or these beings do this? Is that what they did right there? Or is this the same typical
for a couple
thing
of minutes.
over and
When it
over?
came back on,
I'm
the
confused.
object was gone, but the circle was there. We've been told by Angel in multiple phone conversations that he shot video of the creatures. We haven't seen it, and we don't know anybody else who's seen it yet, so maybe he'll release it at some point.
It's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, all over.
All right, George, thanks for that.
All right, guys, so that's about it. I don't know, this story is really blowing up. It's like the biggest thing right now. And, there's been lots of alien UFO sighting stuff in the past, but this has to be one of the most detailed one recently, and where they actually claim that they saw these aliens. So are these guys telling the truth? Is this real? And if it is real, what does it mean? Could it be a deception, a big deception? The Bible talks about there's going to be a big deception in the world, during these end times or whatever. Could this be a big deception? Are they just, actors or whatever? Could they be telling the truth? God created this universe. There's got to be other beings too, right? Could these be real beings? I don't know. I have as many questions as you guys do, but I'm so rebel. I just thought I would share it with you and just, get you guys feedback and tell me what you guys think. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.